Meckanimal, and today I'm here to give you guys one tip. I think the greatest tip you can possibly have when it comes to learning the handstand push-ups or handstand for the matter. And the mistake most people do is to overlook the wall. So yes, you have it. Your best friend will be the wall whenever you are learning the handstand. So, and it all applies to all fitness level, but from beginners to advanced. The problem with the beginners is sometimes they forget that the wall is a fundamental tool to help them achieve the endurance that they need in the shoulder, as much as help them achieve the balance required to move to the intermediate level. The mistake that the intermediate people do is as soon as they realize that they're having or observing some progress, they tend to level up quickly and forget about the fundamentals of the wall, which result in them stalling at the intermediate level, and that results in desperation and over time confusion, and tend to reinvent the wheel when there is no need to be. So that's the mistake the intermediate people do. For the advanced, you got to realize that no matter how proficient you become at the handstand, there's so much you can do in terms of nervous system efficiency when it comes to stabilization. We've learned to walk, to spend time on our legs for the longest, for many years. So your few years of hand balancing will never be enough to make you ready to use the freestand balancing at any given time. So some days, depending on how much work you have overall in your training, you're gonna stall, and I mean more like you will not be able to use that free handstand availability to get through your regular program that you have going. In those cases, you will have to resort to the wall. And yeah, so whether you beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you will always need the wall, you know. And advanced, they would have done that for long enough to know better. However, the critical part is that intermediate transition from beginners to intermediate. A lot of time after you start observing that you've been proficient at the handstand, you tend to think that you don't need the wall anymore, and it makes sense. Yeah, you do need to work on the skill itself, but you got to realize that those muscles still need some type of work volume to provide hypertrophy or build, because even the least amount of extra tissue you can have added to those stabilizers will help you to be proficient at the skill. So you still will have to build enough repetition for you to build that muscle mass required, and not being efficient enough at the movement itself will have you still revert back to the wall, so you can have the assistance take away the balance and focus on the repetition and the strength. And to finish, when it comes to the beginners, to build the strength, you're gonna have to get the wall, and few of you would not even be able to use the wall efficiently at first. You will have to resort to the pike version of the handstand, and pushing, building strength, building endurance, having to handstand, face stomach facing the wall, and build for time under tension so that you prime and get your nervous system ready for the next level. So beginners, the wall is overriding. You can't skip the wall. Intermediate, you know by now that you already use the wall, and you tend to jump quickly to skip levels and focus just on the skill itself when you still need the wall. Advanced, you probably don't need that much of my advice, but you may have let that slip through your grasp and not realize that maybe you've been stalling because you've just been doing too much work, and your nervous system just get fried enough and not being able to free handstand at at the critical time that you need it to be able to apply the proper, the proper work that your program is requiring. So maybe scale back and get to custom it. Use feel free to use the assistance of the wall, because we not beyond the use of the wall. None of us is beyond the wall. We always be our best friend. And that being said, that's from my experience, and that's from what I've been observing around the handstand work. Way too many people look over the wall or look down to the wall, and yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to share. Never underestimate the wall. The wall will always be your friend, your best friend, and that applies to all levels, all fitness levels. Everything is and we always be beast mode, the Meckanimal way. Okay, salute. Feel free to check the merch. I have some dope design on my website. If you like the content, like and subscribe, show some support, getting my merch, many of them. Buy the whole collection if you want to, and I appreciate your support. Everything is and we always be beast mode, and this time I'm really out.